Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 519 today. I think I got yesterday's episode number wrong. If I did, I know my editor will have called me out about it, told me I was a silly girl. It's just one of those weeks already. It's only Monday and it's one of those weeks. Today, I want to talk about domain name registration and the importance of keeping your details up to date. It has got a specific focus on Australian domain names, but before my international viewers switch off and say, oh, this has got nothing to do with us, I do have advice for international people as well. So please stick with me while I go through this. Let's talk first of all about com.au and what triggered this. There are specific requirements to be able to register a com.au domain name. You must be able to meet these requirements. The most specific one is that you need an ABN, and that ABN has to be related to a business, or the business that owns that ABN has to be related to the product or the service or the website that you are running. So, for example, my business name is not Ask Charly Leetham. That is related to the business name that owns the domain name, that has the ABN for the domain name. But because I can tick the box and say this is a service that my business offers, I meet that, apart from the fact that it is my name as well, which helps immensely. There have been emails coming out recently to people saying your ABN doesn't match the purpose of the business, or doesn't match the domain name you've registered. I had one the other day saying that we can't see how it is related. You need to give us a new ABN. Now I'm waiting to see what the outcome of that is, because I went through it all and I went, this doesn't make sense to me, and asked them to go back and say, hey, listen, this is what the business does, this is how it works. And make sure that we've got those boxes ticked. We're waiting to hear the outcome of that. I had another one come to me a couple of months ago that they had cancelled their ABN. They had changed from a sole trader to a proprietary limited company. The ABN had changed as a result of that. The sole trader ABN had been cancelled, but they hadn't updated it on their domain name. So we got a notice from AUDA, the Australian Domain Administration, AUDA, AUDA, AU Domain Administration, saying this is a cancelled ABN, you can't hold this domain name, give us a new ABN or we will suspend your domain name. So we got that. I mean, that's easy to fix. It's very easy to fix. We just sent them in the new ABN and said, oops, sorry, we changed from a sole trader to a proprietary limited company. Here's the new ABN. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting us know. Now, it's really important, and this is where I'm coming back to with this episode. It's really important to make sure that your domain details are kept up to date. Your domain contact details and your domain ownership details are kept up to date. Particularly with the Australian one, the ones that come out from AUDA, if you don't give them updated details, if those two emails had come out to us and we hadn't addressed them, and we just said, this is just spam, we're not going to deal with it, this is phishing or whatever it is, they will suspend your domain name. Your business will stop running, your website will stop running, or that domain name will stop running because you haven't given them that information. They can actually close the domain name down. They can take it from you. So it's really, really important. It becomes more important then to make sure you update your domain, your details regularly, or you monitor them regularly. And when you get these kind of notices, take them seriously. If you're not sure whether they're phishing or not, go to Outer's website. Come to someone like me and say, is this legitimate? How do we deal with it? What do we need to do? Get some assistance, but don't just look at it and go, this is just spam. This is just a scam. I'm not dealing with it. It can be quite real and it can have real life consequences. Okay, so where does this go for everyone? Just to bring this out, rather than just looking at the .com.au's and the Australian examples, what does this mean for everyone else who owns a domain name? Make sure your contact details are up to date. Make sure that the registrant on the domain is the right person. Make sure that you have access to the email address for the registrant. If you don't have that, particularly with a .com or one of the more particularly with the .com domain name, if you don't have access to the registrant email, getting control of the domain if you lose it, being able to do anything with that domain is next to impossible. You have to go through so many loops and things to get it that you're often just better off letting it run and buying a new one and starting over. So make sure you keep your registrant email up to date on all of your domain names. Make sure you keep your company names and your name, the owner of the domain names, up to date. So it's not just the email address. If you've got it registered to a company and you change your company name or it's sold to a different company, make sure that that is updated as well. If you've bought a domain name from someone, make sure that those details have been updated. Now, being able to change those details may not be free either. Depends on your registrar. It depends on which domain name it is. There may be an admin fee to do those updates. So be very aware of those as well. Moving on from the registrant details, and the registrant details are the company that owns it, the name of the person, the email address that you have access to. Sometimes they'll ask for your address and phone numbers as well. You make sure you've got all of those details up to date. You then have 3 contacts on your domain name. You have the admin contact, you have the billing contact, and you have the tech contact. Make sure those are all up to date as well. Make sure that you've got access to the email addresses that show for them. Make sure the phone numbers that are there for them are correct. Make sure the addresses that are there and the names on them are correct. Now, those 3 contacts can be the same person. They can be 3 different people. They can be 2 different people. It's up to you who is which, but you do need to make sure you keep them up to date. How do you do that? Well, that's a really good question. You need to log into wherever your domain name is registered, not managed, registered. So that's your registrar, and go and have a look at the contacts. So if you're through me, it's cheapdomainnametoday.com. I am a TPP reseller, so you'll end up going to the TPP wholesale console. And you log in there and you check it all out. Go to the person who sold it to you. If you're not sure, go to the reseller, someone like me, and say, can you just check that this is right? Or you can do a whois. So whois.domaintools.com is my favorite for international domains, and for Australia, it's whois.auda.org.au. So whois, WHOIS.domaintools.com. And if you're in Australia and you want the more specific information, whois, WHOIS.auda.org.au. Pull up the information, print it out, keep a copy of it handy. Like I said, if you can log into where your domain name is registered, where you renew it, where you do all of those things, you can get access to that information. You can, particularly in Australia, for Australian domains, get a domain registration certificate. So you can actually download that and have that on your computer as well in your cloud for future reference. Just make sure you check it regularly. It is so easy for us to change an email address, change who is responsible for doing all these things, and our domain names get forgotten. Why do they get forgotten? In Australia, we register them once every 2 years. This tends to only come up once every 2 years for us to go and check it, or that we're reminded that we actually have this account that we've got to look after. For .coms and others, it could be 1 year or it could be up to 10 years before you have to do anything with that domain. Yes, you can register .com domain names for up to 10 years. Imagine after 10 years not getting this thing saying, oh, your domain name's due for renewal, going, I don't have access to that email address anymore. You need to be on top of it. So if you're going to make a change, put it on your checklist of things to check that you've got everything updated. I would actually put it into my SOPs that once every 12 months, once every 6 months, I just check the details and make sure they're right. Put a tick in the box. Yep, we've checked them. We're good to go. Keep moving. Okay. I hope that one's been helpful to you. If it has been helpful, please give the video a like. Please leave comments with questions, comments, thoughts on anything that I am talking about here. And if you haven't already, please like the channel, ring the notification bell to, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. Again, it's another bad day. It's early. I've got no excuses. Guys, I will see you all tomorrow with the next topic. I hope this one's been helpful to you. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.